So we are going to discuss this recently asked JIPMER question as well as AIMS question. So now see, this is a patient, 60 years female Mrs. Shakuntala came to hospital with a distal CBD cancer, and for which we have done a Whipple's procedure by conventional method. So conventional Whipple's involves distal gastrectomy also. So which has been done, and anastomosis done, or pancreaticojejunostomy, gastrojejunostomy and hepaticojejunostomy is done. So after surgery on third post-op day, the patient had a pulse rate of 110 per minute and a fever of around 100 degree Fahrenheit. And we have kept 2 drains for the patient, and the patient has mild abdominal tenderness. So I am going to show you the video of that patient now. You just see the video. So that video is shown now. So this is a post-Whipple's procedure patient. You can see the rooftop incision. This is a rooftop incision. You can see it is coming from here. It's coming here like this. And this is a third post-op day. In the third post-op day, you can see the right drain is showing fluid, and the left drain is also showing a lot of fluid. So we have fluid on both sides. So we have to confirm whether it is leak or not. We have to confirm whether it is leak or not. You can see patient is having tachycardia also. I hope you saw the video now. What is your diagnosis? From the picture you saw in the video, what is your diagnosis, and what will you do next to confirm the diagnosis? So yes, your diagnosis is, you are suspecting now a pancreatico-jejunal anastomotic leak. So we are suspecting a pancreatico-jejunal anastomotic leak, and since we have kept a drain, so this is known as post-operative pancreatic fistula. So we have to know about this post-operative pancreatic fistula. This is one of the favorite questions for AIMS as well as for JIPMER. So there is a rule of 3 for post-operative pancreatic fistula. So according to this rule of 3, International Study Group of Pancreatic Fistula defines this as a result of failure of the pancreatico-jejunal anastomosis or a parenchymal leak not related to the anastomosis. Some leak is there from the pancreatic substance, either from the duct or from the substance. There is a leak and it is coming through the drain. Now what should you do to confirm this is, on third post-op day, please remember that is why it is known as rule of 3. On third post-op day or after third post-op day, if you see the DT fluid amylase value, DT fluid you have to send for amylase, and if that DT fluid amylase is 3 times more than serum amylase, if it is 3 times more than serum amylase, it is known as post-operative pancreatic fistula. Okay, so it is a pathognomic of this test. So please understand, third post-op day, if the fluid coming is more than 3 times the serum amylase. Okay, the amylase value in the fluid is 3 times more than serum amylase, it is said to be a fistula. Okay, so once you see a fistula, immediately you will see ultrasound to look for any collection or everything is coming out in the drain. So next to DT amylase, next investigation we do is an ultrasound to look for any localized collection in the abdominal cavity. So now let us assume our patient is not having any local collection and our patient is 100% stable. So now tell me under what classification this patient will come, whether it is type A or type B or type C. There are 3 types of postoperative pancreatic fistula. Type A is only lab values are suggestive. So our patient had, the patient which you saw now, no, the patient had a serum amylase 63 and a DT fluid amylase 100. So it is definitely not much. On the right side it is 100 and on the left side it is 190. So there is a leak on left side. We can get in the drain, 190 is coming through the left side, means there is a mild leak is present in the pancreatic jejunal anastomotic leak. But actually if you saw the patient is stable, only pulse rate is high, otherwise patient is stable, we can just continue with our feeding jejunostomy. So this patient is a type A or grade A pancreatic fistula. You just give only enteral nutrition through the feeding jejunostomy and nothing to worry. Usually grade A fistulas heal without any intervention, that is grade A. So grade B is patient is generally appearing well, but he may require parenteral nutrition, and sometimes if there is an ultrasound showing collection, we need to aspirate or put a drain. We have to put a percutaneous drain for grade B. So grade B patients are actually looking well. Grade C is a patient who is very sick. They are ill and sick. They are having high pulse rate, low BP, they are in sepsis. He may need a parenteral nutrition and you may need radiological intervention, or sometimes even we have to redo surgery. That is grade C pancreatic fistula. Okay, please understand this concept of pancreatic fistula. It is a high yield question. So grade A, no intervention will be needed, nothing to do, just follow the patient. Grade B fistula, you may need parenteral nutrition, you may need intervention. Grade C will definitely need parenteral nutrition, will definitely need intervention like radiological intervention or surgical intervention. Okay, that completes the pancreatic fistula. Thank you.